You know what I thought was really interesting about this book too, is she talked a lot about tribal living, how much better tribal living is for human beings. And I had never really thought about it in this way, but she was talking about as how our society grows, we moved away from tribes to families and then down to these isolated nuclear families, and even further down to that to being like individuals. So, and living separately. So think about how much easier it would be to raise a child if you had a tribe to help you with it, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's the single mother effect. Being a single mom is so much harder than having a husband and, you know, your family around to help. So, you know, raising children, it takes the stress off of that. And it also takes the stress off your relationships because you're not dependent on your partner to provide everything that you need. So whenever you're living in a community, you know, you're getting your needs met in other ways from so many other people.
Like, it reminds me of that Dunbar's number that I was talking about a couple episodes back about human beings can only recollect about 150 interpersonal relationships at once. And once we get past that point, we stop developing meaningful relationships. And that speaks to tribalism because it says that there's a deeper understanding of what the collective goal in a communal environment is in smaller tribes. And I noticed from just, you know, following indigenous culture and their teachings that each person in the tribe was able to contribute something. But you're speaking to sort of like a communal living where everybody is equal and they have shared values. And you kind of lose that when you're in a really large city where there's tons of people. You know?
Yeah, you totally lose that. And it makes sense for trauma too, like how much harder it would be to abuse a child whenever you're living in a communal living type situation and you have more people to be accountable to. You know, it's like much harder to hide things like that. So